Obviously, big opportunity this week, get back on the right side of things. How important is it for you guys to just get back in the win column?
I mean, it's huge to be able to definitely get back in that column. I mean, we have things we have to do to get to places, and this is one step forward for sure. So I think we're tired of losing. So
How do you get back to that really efficient offense you guys were hitting early in the season?
yeah, we've been talking about it, especially today. We put together a really good practice today. We worked really hard today, and I think we have a really good game plan going into this week. So being able to have open doors and kind of talk to each other and talk to one another is huge. And that's a great part about this coaching staff is that they do have open doors to where we can, if we have thoughts or we see things, we can go in there and talk to them.
Put strength on it and move around, and I felt pretty good for what I was doing today. So I'm just looking forward to just making some great progress this week, which I expect to do. And if all goes well, then yes, I will play Sunday. So I'm glad I was able to go out there today, to just move around and see where I was at, and I think I'm in a great spot.
How much pressure do you put on yourself to come back with, considering this team's on a 3-game skid? I mean, does that push you to push yourself a little more to be ready, to be available?
No, I don't put more pressure onto myself. I just trust my body. I trust the process it takes, for me to feel my best so that I can go out and play my best. So that's what matters at the end of the day is health. So I just try to do everything in between to just make sure that I'm feeling my best so I can play.
Right. How much were you able to test it today, and how restricted were you with it?
I mean, obviously I was limited on plays, but in the plays that I was in, I made some sharp cuts and quick movements and stuff like that. So that was enough. For today, it wasn't a high intensity day, so it was a great day, if you ask me.
A lot of times you can't control the injuries. It's just freak things. How frustrating has that been for you over the last several weeks to kind of go through these injuries?
It can be very frustrating, but I think the best thing about, going through stuff like you just got to, stay positive, and realize, it happens. And your mind is the only thing that can really, help you just prevail, just overcome, anything you're battling. So I just try to make sure I'm keeping my mind in the right spaces so that I can, stay along my recovery process, every week.
How do you do that? Kind of just the mental reps?
You got to want it, man. Just staying locked in and, just being a pro about your business, all the time. Even when you're hurt, you still got to be professional and, handle your treatments just like you'll handle meetings, to prepare for the game. Same thing. So I just try to stay on top of my business. Yeah.
In terms of point of view of Austin, going down with a concussion for the second time, how tough is that to see him go down, and how do you think he's looking now?
We didn't want to see it. We hated to see that. We didn't like to see Austin go out like that for sure. But I think me knowing Austin personally, Austin one of the toughest guys in his locker room. I have no doubt that he's going to be hard on himself. Trying to just make sure he can just come back and be back around the team. And I'm just excited to see him come back.
How much of with the O-line's a little bit banged up, you guys a little bit banged up, how much is that disrupting what you guys can do in the run game? Or is there something else maybe?
I really can't make any excuses about being banged up or not quite getting it done in the run game. I just think we need to be more detailed in our work and get it done. It is. That's how the game goes. It's hard. We just got to be better.
You were talking with Jaden a lot on Sunday on the sideline. I didn't know if that was more than normal, but what was kind of your message to him?
Nah, it's probably cameras just on us a lot more than normal. That's like a normal conversation. I feel like I talk to him all the time.
Apologies if this has been asked, but Jaden talked about it. It's great to have veterans like you and Zach who have been there, done that at the highest level, and they can lean on guys like you during times of adversity. How much do you put stock in the fact that you are that dude?
I mean, I think I've told you guys before, I think one of the biggest things about leadership or people that's been in the game for a long time is their ability to share their scars. And so sometimes sharing your scars provides like I wouldn't say hope, but just an idea of what can happen if you figure out and fix the things you need to fix. And so, like I said, on Sunday we got a great team. We just got to go out there and execute and prove that. We don't have to worry about what people are saying outside or what other people are thinking. As long as the guys in here are thinking the right things, we'll be fine.
You look at the Titans' offense. What kind of challenge do they present you guys?
It's good. You know what I mean? Like they have a really good run game. They have really good gap schemes. The quarterback, likes to use his legs a lot. Also, is very confident in his arm. And so, again, like we need to be the best team on Sunday.
Two more.
Fun question for you. Do you have a favorite Thanksgiving food?
Is that a fun question? Hey, I knew somebody would ask Thanksgiving. No, I'm not a Thanksgiving fan.
So
there's not a food menu that is prepared that I like.
So do you have a least favorite Thanksgiving food?
All of it, to be honest. I just have spaghetti, to be honest with you.
This might be the biggest news of the day.
Is it?
Wagner not a fan of Thanksgiving.
It's not big. If you look at other interviews, I say the same thing. People actually make fun of me because I just have spaghetti.
Awesome.
You've been playing defense for a long time at the highest level. Knowing that this is the anniversary of Sean Taylor's death, what he's been as far as a defensive player. Just talk about him and the impact he's been on defense.
Man, he's a great man. I think it's unfortunate that we didn't get to see like his full career, but even what he was able to do in the time that he had it was just amazing. A lot of guys, including myself, looked up to him, looked up to some of the stuff he does. I remember the hit that he had in the Pro Bowl. It made me want to be a Pro Bowler. So his impact is still felt through a lot of generations.
It's pretty kind of a broad question because I'm not going to go into like scheme or whatever, but like it's one of those things where how can we get better at whether it be like tightening up our fits in the combination blocks, talking about O-line stuff for me, but like, or how can we maybe get to second level better, or how can we like see this picture in a different way if we want to do this or that. So just spending more time in the meeting room, obviously holiday season, so make sure we're getting the things we need to get in, and sacrifice that time that we need for this upcoming game.
B-Rob said he surprised himself with the amount of work he could do today after that, the way that leg was bent.
Yeah.
How much of a different offense are you guys with that dude back there?
Oh no, man, he's a beast. No, he's a beast. All our running backs are awesome, and B-Rob has a different type of caliber, and every running back does, right? But his power speaks volumes for sure. And but no, glad he was out there today running around. Definitely put a lot of smiles on a lot of faces. But no, he's a warrior, man, and love to have him.
DQ spoke very highly of the Titans' defensive front. What have you seen so far?
Yeah, no, I mean, great player. Jeffrey Simmons, great player. Definitely a guy we're going to study a lot on this week. But all their whole front seven, I think, good defense, and that's the name of the game. It's controlling the line of scrimmage and making sure we're owning that.
Sorry, I know you guys really want to get back in that win column. Do you feel a sense of urgency, different kind of vibe in the locker room over the last couple of days?
I think the sense of urgency is there. I think it's been there. I don't think we've lost that. I just think it comes down to like executing when we get out there on Sunday. So I think the urgency's definitely been there. We had a great week of practice last week, but we just didn't execute on the field, and that's what really matters. But the good thing about it is we haven't had to like turn up the urgency or like have a come to Jesus meeting or anything like that. It's just continue to trust the process and putting the work in, but executing on Sunday is really the key.
You mentioned, you guys put in great work last week, but it didn't translate onto the field. How frustrating is that? Is there something you can do differently to make sure it translates, or is that just kind of like a fluke thing?
Yeah, it definitely is frustrating when you get out there and it doesn't come to life like you practice and you plan, but that's football. Sometimes you're going to hit adversity and you got to be able to respond. I think I can speak offensively. I just think first and foremost we have to take care of the ball more, and that's not just one person, that's not one position, that's all of us. I think we could do a better job of just being in second and manageable, third and manageable, so it allows us to have an more open availability of the playbook, and the defense can't really pin their ears back, and just being better in the red zone, and we got to get down there in the red zone and execute at a high level. So the things that we were doing really well earlier in the season, we have to find a way to get back to doing that, staying on the field, which I feel like that helps our defense, and it helps us as well, puts the pressure on the opponent to continue to try to get us off the field. And over the course of 4 quarters, that really wears a team down. So a lot of the things that we were doing well earlier in the season, we have to get back to doing that.
Terry, you've been here during losing streaks before.
Yeah.
Does the way the team's responding to this losing streak feel different to how it's been in the past?
Yeah, I definitely think there's not a sense of panic at all. You know, I mean, I don't think there hasn't been any big changes to the roster, or somebody is playing over somebody else, or we need to make some big move. I just think it's about executing better on Sunday, and the practices have been really strong. A lot of energy, which I think that was the biggest thing that we just wanted to focus on, make sure our energy is right, because when you come off of 3 tough losses like that, human nature can be just to feel sorry for yourself, and they're physical. They were physical games as well, but we don't have that kind of mindset in this locker room, which is really refreshing. When you have a lot of leaders who've been around the league for so long, it helps to keep perspective. So we're looking forward to trying to turn things around this Sunday.
To that end, Jaden said having guys like Zach and Bobby who've been there, done that, during times of adversity, you can
100%.
lean on them, and such as yourself as well.
Definitely. I think that's the great thing about how DQ and AP orchestrated this team. They layered it with a lot of experience with not only players but coaches, guys who have won, guys who have been through adversity, guys who have seen it at the highest level. So you definitely lean on that kind of experience when you hit adversity, and the good times as well. So having a veteran-led team has definitely been beneficial for us, but as a whole and a collective, we have to put it out there on the field on Sunday.
What do you see from guys like Zach or Bobby during a week like this? I mean, you've been around too for a while.
Yeah.
But how does that pay off for others? Like, is it
Yeah.
something they say? Is it something they do? How does it?
I think it's both. I think it's what they say and it's what they do. I think Bobby has been on a lot of great teams, and he's been a leader on pretty much all of them. So when he speaks, everybody listens. And I just think one of the main things he's been telling us over the last few days is just continue to keep our energy high and staying focused. Adversity is here, and and the only way you get to the other side is you go through it, and there's no other way to cut around that. But just the things that we committed to at the beginning of the season, whether that was the pledge with our brotherhood, whether it's the things that we're talking about in meetings, the energy that we have at practice, that has to show up on Sunday, because if not, we're kind of full of it, you know what I mean? And just because you lose doesn't necessarily indicate another loss coming or anything like that. But I think the way you respond is very key for us, and I think having Bobby here reminding us of what we committed to at the beginning of the season, and more so just committing to how we elevate that. And I think another thing that kind of just came to my mind is each person probably has an individual assessment of themselves that they can add a little bit more to the table. They could bring a little bit more, whether it's film study, whether it's extra reps at practice, whether it's they get more treatment. Everybody in this building has a little bit more to give. So I think the energy and the effort has been there, but there's still more to be done if we want to get the results that we want.
Terry, earlier today, DQ was talking about how different offenses play their receivers differently, and he talked about those Colts teams you grew up loving, how Marvin and Reggie were primarily just played one side of the field, but sometimes you have to move it around. How does it impact your game to line up just on one side of the field or to be moved around?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm the type of receiver where I feel like I could play all the positions, left side, right side, slot. And I just try to control what I can and be very effective wherever they place me. And, I trust that they're going to try to put me in the best situation to be successful. They are always in communication of things that I may like to run this week or some things that I'm seeing on game day. So the communication is there. But from my perspective, I just got to focus on wherever they put me, left, right, slot. I'm being the best version of myself. So, I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job, but I think I could still continue to improve. So if that means me moving to the right or moving in the slot, wherever they put me, I feel like I could be effective to try to help the team. I think that's just my main focus, always trying to let them know that anything they want me to do, I'm willing to do it, and I feel like I can do it at a high level. So I think that's, the system that we're in, and, my job is just to execute wherever they put me.
As a follow-up to that, does being primarily on one side limit you in what you're able to do? Sorry if that's a dumb question.
I mean, I feel like, it's not all about, statistics or things like that. I feel like I'm having success where I'm at. But obviously, I think, the versatility when you have players that can move around, obviously that adds another element that defenses that have to prepare for, especially if, you're in the right or in the slot or in motion. So it's just all different ways that you can keep defenses on their toes as they're preparing. I think that's, kind of how the way I see it. And at the end of the day, like, they stick me out on the left and I'm there, like, I'm going to make plays. I just think the opportunities, I just want to have as many opportunities as possible to help the team. My teammates really encourage me a lot, and, when I look in their eyes and they come up to me like, we need a play, I just want to come through for them. So if they put me on the right and that's what that means, that's what it means. If it's the left, I'm going to do that. So, I'm a team player, but I'm willing to go wherever it takes to help us continue to have success. So I feel like I could be successful anywhere, but obviously being able to move around and be versatile, I feel like is a strong advantage to an offense and a receiver.
Thank you, Terry. Obviously, a big opportunity for you guys to get back in the win column this week. How is the vibe a little different coming off 2 straight division losses, 3 straight losses?
The vibe is really the same. We're just trying to get this dub, figure out ways how to, get back on track and get a W. But everything's really the same. We're just keeping the main thing, and, that's really it.
I've been wanting to ask, the ball is life. Is that generating a turnover? You get one?
Yeah, generating turnovers. I think if you get 3, you get into the black belt, and get 4, you get into the gold belt. So to be honest with you, just a lot of guys got it. It's like a badge of honor that you wear out here just to show the turnovers that you got this year.
Looking to get that black belt?
It'll be a pleasure to get that black belt for sure.
Just going into this thing, juggling family, holidays with a game on Sunday, how do you handle the next few days? Seems like DQ tries to give you guys some time tomorrow. Or
yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll have some time to, hang out with the family and things like this. But, during this time of the season, you got a lot of distractions, and, you try your hardest to keep those distractions away from you. I'm in my 10th year, so, during this time, I know all the family and stuff is coming over, but really I just want to isolate myself and just make sure I'm getting ready for Sundays.
How helpful is it in your 10th year to know to not get caught up in feeling maybe pressure of needing a win and just approaching each game on its own?
Just being on different type of teams, we're winning and things like that. I feel like we're in a great space. I just feel like we just need to get back in the W and, keep the streak going, and that's what we plan on doing.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Obviously, big opportunity this weekend for you guys. Does it feel like the pressure's ramping up after a couple division losses?
I don't think it's really no pressure. I just feel like we just got to come together as a defense and as a team just to get the job done. Just focus on the main keys, get back to the fundamentals of the game that we used to.
And then it seems like you guys have really started to do a better job of generating turnovers. Do you feel like defensively that aspect is starting to come into its own?
For sure. I think we always been improving, but, it's always that one thing that's kind of holding us back that we just got to move forward and continue to get better as. Just can't have drop-offs. You got to continue to develop in certain places, and I think that's one of the main keys this week is just to get back to that routine and having fun playing football.
That's what it's supposed to be, right? Tomorrow's also Thanksgiving, obviously national holiday. Bobby Wagner, one of the leaders of this team, said, Thanksgiving food's overrated. He'd rather have spaghetti. Where do you stand on that?
Spaghetti?
No, I'm just saying.
Nah, man.
I got to be honest. I'm kind of with him. I think turkey's overrated.
I feel like, that's traditional, though. You got to have a turkey. But I like turkey necks and pig feet and all that on Thanksgiving, too. So.
Are you getting that tomorrow?
Nah, man. I wish I could go to grandma's house, but I can't.
Is that harder to get up here?
No, I don't think it is. You can get it, for sure.
I would not know. Do you know how to cook that, or do you need grandma around?
Oh, no, I can cook it for sure. I've been around. I've seen a lot.
You cook a lot on Thanksgiving?
No, I don't, but I can cook.
Do you cook during the week?
Nah, I eat here.
That's smart. The food here is good.
Yeah, I got to pay for it.